All of Stephen Hawking's women.
What do you think most about during the day?
Women, they are a complete mystery.
This was the answer Stephen Hawking gave to an interviewer. The great physicist was 70 at the time. He would pass away 6 years later. Had he figured out the mystery? Let's take a look at his relationships. 1. Jane Wilde, the one who saved him. In 1963, Hawking was diagnosed with amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. The doctors gave him 2 years to live. The young student sank into a deep depression. His only companion in those days was Jane Wilde. Stephen had met the undergrad in 1962. They were just friends at that point, but they gradually became closer. As Jane later wrote,
I was completely under his spell, bewitched by his clear blue-gray eyes and the broad dimpled smile.
They married in the Trinity Hall Chapel in July 1965. He was 23. His bride was 21.
I trusted that Stephen would cherish me and encourage me to fulfill my own interests.
It didn't work out quite like that. Stephen and Jane went on to have 3 children. At one point, Jane started dating Jonathan Hellier Jones. Remarkably, Hawking allowed him to become part of the family. Hellier gave Jane physical comfort as Stephen's ALS progressed. Jane, however, wasn't prepared for what happened next. On Christmas 1989, Stephen announced that he was leaving her. He moved out to live with Elaine Mason. 2. Elaine Mason, the one who nursed him. Elaine Mason was Stephen Hawking's full-time nurse.
Someone had come along who was prepared to worship at his feet,
Wrote Jane later.
His smiles and interest were reserved for Elaine.
After divorcing Jane, Hawking married Elaine in 1995.
It's wonderful.
He declared.
I have married the woman I love.
Jane married Hellier Jones in 1997. Hawking's family felt excluded and marginalized from his life. Jane said his home was forbidden territory for them. In the early 2000s, they became seriously worried. Hawking's children thought Mason was abusing him. They ultimately went to the cops with their suspicions. Police investigations took place. They were closed, as Hawking refused to make a complaint. In 2004, he issued a statement.
My wife and I love each other very much, and it is only because of her that I am alive today. I am profoundly disappointed by the circulation of such personal and inaccurate information. I firmly and wholeheartedly reject the allegations that I have been assaulted.
2 years later, he divorced Elaine. No reason was given. Hawking mended his relationship with his family. He became close to Jane in his final years. 3. Other women, a complete mystery. In 2012, 70-year-old Hawking was spotted in a swingers club. A source claimed the physicist was in the play area. He was lying on a bed fully clothed, with 2 naked women gyrating all over him. A Cambridge spokesman said the claims were greatly exaggerated, but Hawking was also photographed with Peter Stringfellow in 2008. Stringfellow owned a string of nightclubs. He described their meeting as follows.
I said, Mr. Hawking, it's an honor to meet you. If you could spare a minute or two, I'd love to chat with you about the universe. Then I paused for a bit and joked, or would you rather look at the girls? There was silence for a moment, and then he answered, the girls.